Semantic UI and Phoenix. Very simple installation. They work well together. I like Semantic UI and I like Phoenix. And I want to share this with you. We are going to use branch. 始めましょう. Okay, so you can see I got the Phoenix version 1.2.1 and I'm going to create a new application called Semantic Phoenix. Yes. Okay, now you just follow the instructions. Here, I'm going to edit the database password. Now, I'm going to create the database. And now, I'm going to launch the server. All right. Okay, so the first to do is done. Now we are going to use Semantic UI in our app. So we are going to edit the layout view and we are going to add a few functionalities, segment, icons, flags, and a drop-down menu. Let's go. Okay, so the second to do is done. We got our layout with all the good stuff we want. They are not working yet. Be patient. So we are going to install Semantic UI. First, its dependency. And for this purpose, we are going to use npm. Very easy. So we are going to install first jQuery and save it in the package JSON. And then, if it works, we are going to install Semantic UI in a row. Let's go. Here, I'm going to use the automatic installation. Yes. Yes. And that's it. Okay, now we are going to edit the branch config and the package JSON. The branch config, we are going to have two different files, the same for the CSS style sheets, app.js, app.css, and a vendor.js and a vendor.css. I'll let you just check the branch config. We need to arrange a little bit our especially in the web static vendor, we need to add a CSS and JS directories. Let's do it. You need to add vendor JS. Good. And menu add vendor CSS. Good. Now in the assets directory, the same. We need to add the fonts directory. So let's do it. Fonts directory. Good. So the fonts directory, we are going to place the icons. And in the images directory, we are going to place there the flags. In the vendor CSS directory, we are going to put there the semantic CSS file. And inside the vendor JS directory, we are going to put there two files, the jQuery JS file and the semantic JS file. And to do this, we need to create this. Yeah, I think it's good. We just open the package JSON, and you see in the package JSON, you have a script. It's here. Yeah. Semantic script, and it's going to copy the semantic CSS and put it in the vendor.css web static vendor.css directory. Do the same with the JS. They are going to do the same with the flags. They are going to put them in the assets images, and they are going to take the fonts, all the files in the fonts directory, and put them in the assets fonts directory. Also, we are going to copy the jQuery JS in the node modules and to put it in the vendor JS directory. So to do this first, sorry, we quit. We need to go to the semantic directory. So when we run the command npm install semantic, we got this new folder, semantic. Well, inside you have the source and some gub files stuff, the gub file JS and all the tasks of the gub file JS. Then we are going to build our files, semantic JS, CSS, fonts, and flags. Let's do it. Sorry, gub build. All right, we come back to the root of our application, and I npm run the command to grab the files of semantic and to put them at the right place according to my branch config in the Phoenix application. And that's it. Okay, now we are going to add the vendor JS and CSS files to the layout. And we are going also to customize the paths of the fonts files and the flags files. That's it. So first, if I go in the layout view, at the top I had here the CSS vendor CSS, and down here I add before the app.js and before the app CSS you had your vendor CSS and JS. Okay, it's done, and now you can see the result. We have a segment, we don't have the flags, we don't have the icons, and the drop down menu is not working yet, but it's here. Well, when you look at the errors, we got errors with the icons and the flags, and we are going to change the path because the path actually it doesn't match. It doesn't match. They don't match. That's the key point. So to do that, we are going to rebuild the Semantic UI application. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in the Semantic UI folder, and we are going to customize the Semantic application. First, you need to go to the source directory, to the global and site variables. And you see in the source site globals site variables, you just add this arrobas font path and you change it just like that. You do the same. You do the same in the site elements, flags, variables, and here you add the sprite path, just like that. And that's it. When you have done this, you quit it, and you have to build again your semantic files. So let's do it. Gulp build. Good. And you come back to the root of your application and you copy npm run semantic. Good. And now here, yes. So now we have the icons, at least one, and we have the flags, and we don't have any error message. But we have a very weird drop-down menu. I think here you see I need to add this to my GS file. So let's do it. Good. App.js web, yeah. And just after that, my bad. Good. Let's check it out. And it works. So that's it. We got everything down. We have our semantic application inside our Phoenix application. And we just are going to build the Semantic UI application with this JS, CSS, the assets, and copy the files we need at the right place in according to the branch config inside the Phoenix application, and we are going to serve them in our Phoenix application. And that's one way to do. There are other ways, but this one is very clear, and I think it's a good start.